Hello everyone and welcome back to Cooking with Suzanne. Today we're going to prepare a very simple dessert using fresh peaches. It is peach season. It's a perfect time to make this dessert and it is very simple with very few ingredients but absolutely delicious. So the first thing we're going to do is make a topping for our peaches, which is very simple. What we have here is some almond meal, which there was a time where almond meal was very difficult to actually purchase, but now you can get it in just about every single grocery store today. One thing to keep in mind when you do purchase almond meal, when you bring it home, put it in your freezer because it does go bad. It'll get rancid if you keep it in your cupboard for a long time, especially if you don't use it all the time. So if you use it every once in a great while, be sure to keep your almond meal in the freezer. So I have here 3/4 of a cup of almond meal. I'm just going to place it in the bowl. Just grab a spatula here, get it all out. And 2/3 of a cup of all-purpose unbleached flour. So 2/3 of a cup of flour goes in, along with a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. And I'd like to add a little bit of cinnamon. The almond and cinnamon and peach all are beautiful flavors together. So it's really up to you how much cinnamon you want to put in. I think I'm going to put about 1/8 of a teaspoon. I don't, but you can go you can even go up to a 1/2 teaspoon if you want to. I'm just going to use about 1/8 teaspoon here of cinnamon. I think that'll be plenty. And not a lot of sugar. The peaches, if they're nice and fresh and local in your area and they're just beautiful like these are, 3 tablespoons, you could probably even go to 2.5 tablespoons of sugar. But I have 3 tablespoons of sugar that I'm going to add here. And then 3 ounces or 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter. So let's just get this mixed well. As a matter of fact, I think I'll just grab a small whisk and we can just whisk this together. By the way, this is enough topping for 6 peaches. And if you wanted to serve it, it would be for 6 people, so you would get 2 halves per person. Okay, so this is nicely incorporated. And then all you want to do is just take your butter and we're going to just kind of cube it a little bit into smaller pieces, and we will just mix that in. And that's it. We're going to cut our peaches in half, place them on a little sheet pan, and we're going to roast them in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. You don't want the peach to collapse. You want the peach to hold its shape, but you do want the topping, the crumb topping, to be a nice golden brown. I'm just going to throw on a glove here, just so that my hands don't warm up the butter too much, because you want this to be a nice, kind of crumbly. So you just want to work the butter. All I'm doing is pinching the butter between my thumb and forefinger, and just kind of, you can work pretty quickly with it. If your butter is ice cold, it's very difficult to do this. So you do want your butter pretty much room temperature. Okay. I think this looks pretty good. It's nice and crumbly. Nice. Okay. I'll come up and show you how it looks. Take off these gloves and let me come up so you can see how it looks up closer. So there you have it. This is nice and incorporated. Okay. Now let's just work with our peaches. I have a tray and I did line it with parchment. Okay, so here's our peach. You're just going to cut it in half. And lie them on your tray and just take the stone out. These peaches are so good. This is the perfect time to make this very simple but delicious dessert. Okay. And then you just want to mound. Slide this over here and just put a good mound of topping. This is enough topping for 12 peach halves, so keep that in mind when you go ahead and put it on. Okay, one more, and we'll get that in the oven. You want a little bit of space in between each one. Just going to take my time here so that you can see them. And now they're going to go in the oven. Okay, our peaches are done. You just set them down. They took a little longer, and I think it could be just that the peaches were so large. These took about 35 minutes. But they're still nice and firm, and the top is nice and golden brown, so I think that they're just perfect. Okay, so let's just talk about plating. A couple of different things that you could do. You can just serve this on a plate by itself. Because of the size of these peaches, I think 1/2 might be enough. You could use a really pretty glass, and you could actually put some raspberry sauce in the bottom and then place your peach on top with a little ice cream. Here we're going to place our peach on the plate, and we'll serve it with a scoop of ice cream. And these are just some toasted sliced almonds, and since there is almond flour on top of the peach, this is very appropriate. And I'm just putting a little bit down to place the ice cream on top so it doesn't slide around on you. And then I have a little bit of raspberry sauce, which if you make a good amount of it, you can also freeze this too if it's too much. And we're just going to put a few drops of this delicious raspberry sauce. It gives nice color, but it's also very delicious with peaches. So we will put them all the way down to the edge of the plate, and I will just grab the ice cream out of the freezer. And if you ever want to do this ahead of time, we used to do this at the restaurant a lot, is actually get your ice cream scooped out and ready to go, so you don't have to fight with it at the last minute. And just take your scoop of ice cream right on top of the almonds. You could also use just some cookie crumbs, and that helps to keep it in place as well. So you can always put a couple of petals on your plate, or you could put it on your ice cream. It looks very pretty. And of course these are edible, so it's very appropriate to have it on your plate. Okay, let me come around and show you. So this could be a nice plated presentation. You can't see the raspberry sauce. Maybe I'll go this way and you can get an idea that I have the raspberry sauce on the other side. And you could even go all the way around if you wanted to. And that's it. Simple, easy, and delicious. So thank you very much, everyone. I hope you enjoy. See you again soon. Bye now.